Yeah.
When you wander.
WanderLingers, wander and linger often.
That's how you see nature. That's how you see animals. Storm through the forest, you're not going to see anything. You storm through your beer, you're not going to taste anything.
But he was like, "Daddy, you like beer, don't you?" I said, "Yes, I like beer, but not like Uncle Mike. He likes beer for like 100 days."
Oh, that's awesome. I'm kind of puzzled too. So how do you bring this stuff when you go backpacking? Welcome to Stout Conversations, where every week we sit down with creative thinkers in the craft beer industry and beyond. Your hosts, Ken and April, live and work in a 24-foot RV, traveling the country in search of great stories around a great beer. This week we wandered around Chattanooga and found ourselves lingering within the beauty of the surrounding hills. But the Chattanooga charm whistled us into town and right into the doors of WanderLinger Brewing Company. Founded on the premise of the name, this brewery encompasses art, music, community, nature, and of course, great craft beer. So, in the true spirit of nature, we encourage you to wander on and linger often.
So, WanderLinger, Chattanooga, Tennessee. I gotta start with the obvious point. WanderLinger?
WanderLinger, yeah.
WanderLinger?
My wife, Mandy, came up with the name WanderLinger. We're backpackers. We wander and we linger. Which is what you guys are doing too. You're wandering.
That's true. We're RVing around.
It's a life philosophy. We're a little more. We've been lingering in Chattanooga for about 10 years now, so we're a little more anchored here than not wandering as much. But that's kind of our backpacking philosophy. Is we wander down the trail. We don't really get a lot of miles in on, real quick. We're more there for the journey.
Well, yeah, and you've got some beautiful hillside around here and trails.
Yeah, that's what brought us to Chattanooga. We moved here from Nashville. After college, moved down here just to be closer to the mountains and hiking and backpacking and all the water sports here and everything. And then we made Chattanooga our home and we stayed here. And now we've planted some roots and have kids, and kids are in school. So
planted some deep roots here. You got a brewery now.
And now we have a brewery, so we don't ever leave.
Was that ever a plan for you to
Not
have
really,
a brewery? Because you were a home brewer, right?
Yeah, I started home brewing when I moved here, basically 10 years ago.
Okay.
I had some friends in college that brewed, and I was like, well, if they can brew, I can brew. So
that seems to be a common thing. Start brewing in college, and
learn to love beer, start brewing beer. I was just brewing in my garage, and it was the system that just progressively kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and taking up more space because you have some friends over, and then all your beer's gone that you spent weeks, you 8-hour day brewing it, and then it's been conditioning for weeks, and a couple people come over, and all your beer's gone.
Yeah, when you brew a 5-gallon batch, it goes quicker.
So I went from 5 gallons to 10 gallons. I was like, I'm going to brew twice as much. And it still wasn't enough, so I went to 15 gallons.
That's a pretty good-sized homebrew system.
Yeah, so that was my homebrew setup, brewing a half barrel. And it got to where it was like every other weekend I was brewing beer, and the weekends when I wasn't brewing beer, I was kegging beer, and I was getting home at night after work and cleaning things and just taking.
It was already a business.
It was already taking up all my time. And then about 4 years ago, in 2014, is when I won a couple homebrew medals and decided, well, I'm gonna go pro. I should write a business plan and talk to my dad, and he was like, yeah, write a plan, find some investors. So we wrote a plan, found some investors, got my brother on board, got a loan. Took 4 years to get open. I started writing the plan in 2014, and
so that was 2018. That 4 years of actively pursuing.
A lot of it was waiting. Hurry up and wait. So we got our loan. We signed our lease in August of 2016, but it took until 2018 before they had the space ready. So and part of that was we were supposed to be on one side of the building, and they started doing demo, and we're going to start construction. And there was all this structural damage. So they had to move us to the other side of the building, which meant we had to go back through design with the architect and apply for permits. So that delayed us, 6 months, right off the bat. And then construction took longer to start than, they said it would. And then once they started construction, it took longer to finish than they said it would. And, we just kept getting pushed back and delayed, over years. There was actually an article in the Times Free Press that we were supposed to open on this Thursday, and the article came out that day and said, after delays, Brothers set to open brewery. And then we were delayed 1 week. After they put that in the paper, we were delayed another week before we could open. It's just like, well, that's typical. Now we're just trying to get people to find us. You know, we're kind of hidden
I
back here.
think that's common in the craft brewery industry, is like just getting to open is a tough.
Yeah,
it's a tough slog, kind of. You know?
Yeah,
it's like hiking up that mountain. It's like
right. Yeah,
chugging away because you
just
have
feel
the
like the top's got to be just right around the corner, but you turn that corner and it's
and there's a new summit
uphill. Son of a.
Exactly. I've been there many times.
Yeah.
That is frustrating. But, so you're in a pretty historic building here in Chattanooga too, right? It's a
100-year-old building, over 100 years old.
Was that a lot of issues, or was it just?
I mean, that definitely caused some challenges.
I'm sure, like you talked about some of the construction delays and some of the structure.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of that's due to being such an old building. I mean, one of the
but it's a cool
small issues that we ran into that we didn't even know we'd have was, trying to hang stuff up, and you're drilling into this concrete. Mm-hmm. I have a hammer drill that works fine at my house, but you get a 100-year-old concrete and you can't drill into it. And you have to go rent this big rotary hammer thing that's this big to drill a hole in the wall. Just
so
to
things
hang a
really
picture
were made better back then.
Well, they say it takes 100 years for concrete to cure, to fully cure. Yeah.
I did not know this.
Yeah, but this concrete, you drill into it and it's got there's river stones in it and stuff. It's not just aggregate like you'd see in modern or normal concrete. So you'll get like rocks in there that are super hard. There's a lot of challenges to being in an old building.
But it's made for a beautiful space, though. I mean, you have old wood planking for the ceiling.
And that's actually concrete.
That's concrete.
But that's from where they built the forms and poured the concrete 100 years ago. So that's all wooden forms. That's the old wooden forms that you're seeing.
That's a pretty cool. I have not seen that before.
I mean, this 18-inch thick brick walls. The building was made for storage, and it's what it was for 100 years before they redeveloped it into our place with the brewery and offices upstairs. And
so we were talking earlier off camera, like you said, you weren't even planning on a tap room originally.
Initially, when we first started writing the business plan, we weren't going to have a tap room. We were just going to be production. And then we said, well, we'll have a small tap room, and then
you have this massive tap room,
this large tap room with a stage and an art gallery and bar and beer garden and board games and.
But it's really cool. I mean, I'm sure that was, now you look back, probably a happy accident kind of thing. But,
I'm glad, part of it, some of it was intentional changes, some of it was just, our hand was forced and we had to do this. The market has changed for beer since we started writing the plan.
It's quickly become more of a...
Everything's becoming hyper-local, tap room focused.
Centric, where
there's so many breweries that it's hard to have the meteoric growth that a lot of breweries had, 5, 6, 7 years ago, because there's so many other breweries that are opening up and trying to distribute too.
Shelf space is probably tough
if
you're canning or bottling.
Right. Yeah, huge challenge.
But I mean, I'm glad that it happened that way for you. I mean, I'm sure you were probably
really happy
pulling your hair out at
space,
times, but it's a cool space because you guys are very active with your community as well. Mm-hmm. I mean, we say it's a massive tap room, and it kind of is for a tap room, very large, but you really made the space cozy and
we try to have, there's something for everybody in here. If we have a band playing, you want to come see the band, you can sit in front of the stage, or if we have the tables moved out, stand in front of the stage. If you're just interested in talking to the bartender, you sit at the bar. We've got our big group table, we've got booth tables, and then the art gallery. Another one of my really good friends is an artist, so we knew we were going to have a lounge, and he kind of pitched the idea. I said, well, we'd like to get some art hanging up in there, and what do you think about that? And he pitched the idea of, well, what if we make it an art gallery and do a rotating gallery and change it out every month? And he had ties to the art community, so kind of got a jump start on that.
That's cool. The big white bear.
Yes.
There's a big massive, huge white bear head. I don't think it's real, is it?
No. It's
okay. Where?
Yeti lives here.
So that was made by Tony Mraz, who did the Jessica Jones painting and the Sitting Bull painting over there. He made it for Danimal Planet, which is a band. So that bear belongs to Danimal. That's Danimal's bear. And they use it during shows, and it has lights in it, and the eyes will light up, and it has a smoke machine, and You know, they have an actuator in the mouth that opens and closes the mouth. The actuator doesn't always work right.
So you have
it's
the
usually
band
just open.
stage prop up there.
Mhm.
You have other friends in a band that you have their PA system.
So
there.
yeah, Dan will
So
place
basically,
here.
you're storing everybody's musical equipment.
Yeah, we're
and
storing
stage
their
presence.
equipment. They practice here. They practice here sometimes. Yeah. We have music. We try to have music at least 2 or 3 days a week. Some weeks it's 4 days a week.
Wow.
We're supporting the arts. Is kind of our thing. You know, that's a lot of my friends are artists or musicians.
So is it
my art is beer, and
Yeah,
so
your
I
art is
support
beer.
their art. So we have the gallery, so we have the stage, and try to have a platform for different artists to display their work, so to speak.
Well, since your art is the beer, let's try a couple of these too.
So-
we can't let these sit here forever without tasting
Right.
them. And you stay behind the camera, stay back.
So the three I brought, this is our WanderLinger lager.
Okay.
It is a Munich Helles German lager.
Nice.
It is our flagship lager. Since we've opened, that's our best-selling beer.
It's kind of something you need in the South too, because
Easy
it
drinking
gets so
lager.
hot and
Yeah,
humid
it's
in the
hot.
summertime.
Yeah.
You need a lighter
We have
beer
this
that-
beer year-round. It's just, you know, it appeals to a lot of different people. It appeals to craft beer drinkers who have an appreciation for a well-crafted German-style lager. It also appeals to people who don't really drink craft beer and just want something light.
Right, if they
You know?
come in and
so if we
want to
get all the
order
people
that,
who are more here for the music than they are for the brewery, then we have something to offer them.
or you just have a group of friends going out for the night, and not everybody's
Not
a craft
everybody's
beer nerd.
yeah,
like
not
us,
everybody's a
you know?
hophead who wants
Or-
an IPA. Some
yeah.
of them just want, or you've already had a few
Sometimes
IPAs and you're ready for something lighter and lower alcohol. You
Yeah,
know,
sometimes you just need to.
your
slow
palate's
down.
been wrecked and it doesn't really matter. You can drink this, and then this is our 100-day IPA, which is our flagship IPA.
Mm-hmm.
It is a classic West Coast style IPA.
Yes.
You know, it's
And you
crystal
can see
clear.
And it's got a
slightly
nice-
orange in color.
Yeah, slight amber color.
It's got
almost.
classic American hop aroma. It's, Columbus.
This is
Cascade,
that one. If you're a
Centennial.
hophead, you're gonna come in and go, yeah, that's a nice piney, danky,
Yeah,
but not
floral and dank.
crush your head with hops. But
Not but old school style IPA.
Right.
We do have a hazy one that we're working on that we've had out in small batch, which is more of the new modern IPA.
Yeah.
But this is classic, and these are brews that are my homebrew recipes that got scaled up to the big system. I've been brewing these two beers
so these are
for
like flagship beers for
5-6
you.
years, something like that. Those are the flagships.
So when
And
people
then
come here to WanderLinger, they're gonna
these
are
two
gonna be
will
here every
always be
single
on
time.
tap. Always,
There
we'll
you
always
go.
have those unless we sell out of it, which we'll quickly replace as
Right.
soon as we can.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then this is our Russian Imperial Stout King Salamander. Since this is a stout life, I thought
Yeah,
we
with
should have
that,
a stout.
you can't really do Stout Life without
Yeah.
the Stout,
Where
right?
did King Salamander, the name?
Yeah, that's
So-
a cool name.
The Smokies are the salamander capital of the
Okay.
world. There's more salamanders
Didn't
here
know
than
that.
anywhere else in the world, and it's an imperial stout, so it's King Salamander.
See, we're an educational show too, because I had no idea this was the salamander.
So wait, let me give you a quick little story here, because I'm like
Okay.
thinking, oh, these are all lined up so pretty. There must be like a grouping somehow, and then I realized, oh, we got a flight for each of us.
Yes.
Okay.
That's why it was like
Wow.
lined up differently, and
How long have you been drinking?
Well, I lined yours up that way
I know,
since
so I
you
could
were
get
you
it
were
from
on
the
that
camera.
side, so it drank from left to right.
it totally
You know,
made sense.
yeah,
No, okay,
the-
that's-
But
the
she's
order you're gonna
left-handed
taste
too,
them.
so she can go right to left.
Well, there we go.
So wait, why do you drink left to right? Tell our viewers that.
Oh, that's just the order I would drink these
Yeah.
because this is the lightest one, so you want to drink that first. The other two, if you were to drink those and then try to go drink the lighter one, you're not really going to appreciate the flavor because IPAs and stouts are palate wreckers.
Yeah.
So I just put them in that order of which one's going to destroy the palate the most. So drink the lager, then the IPA, and then the stout.
You know,
I like
think
the way
you-
you put that.
I was gonna say, I think you're the first person that probably has said it the way that makes sense, especially
Uh-huh.
to people who are like, why can't I just drink the beer the way I want to drink
Right.
the beer? So that makes
And you
sense.
can drink it
You can
however
drink
you
it
want.
whatever order
can do
you
what
want, but this is what I would recommend.
Yeah.
In order
But
to,
if you want to be geeking out like us and be nerds about beer, you're gonna go
yeah.
lighter flavors to stronger flavors
Yeah.
to the one that just like, whoa, I'm
Yeah.
chewing on that beer.
The one that sticks in the mouth that you
Yeah, but
taste after you, yeah.
I'm kind of puzzled too. So how do
Why?
you bring this stuff when you go backpacking?
It's difficult to bring beer. When I'm backpacking, I usually drink whiskey and water.
Yeah.
That's true.
But I mean, this has got to be fun for you though, because I know
It's fun.
From talking to
it's
you.
fun. Sometimes it's stressful.
I'm sure it's very
But
stressful on the business side. But
yeah, I enjoy it.
it seems like you
I'm working a whole lot more than I used to, but I'm also working for me, and making beer and usually sampling beer by 9 in the morning or something. My assistant brewer's Jared's usually bringing me something, saying, "Here, Mike, try this. Let me know what you think about this beer." Well, all right, 9:30. I guess I'm going to put the coffee down and have a beer for a minute.
And what I feel here, and just talking to you, but having been here before, and then getting to talk to you a little bit now, you've really put your personality and the people who built WanderLinger as a business. You've put your personality into the place, so it's a place you want to be.
Right.
You're surrounded by music
hanging out here.
and
I
art,
the people that work for me,
and the people and the things that you like
and
to
our
do.
staff is one of our brightest points. We have a great staff. We've hired a bunch of great bartenders, and Jared in the back of the house has been an amazing help. Had I not had him, there would have been a lot more hiccups along the way.
So I also like to get more into the beer is awesome, but then the stories behind it. So I'd love to hear. I don't know. Do you have any kind of interesting backpacking stories? Because that's kind of where this whole WanderLinger idea.
Well, most of our names kind of are backpacking related. So we have our porter is Hobbs Cabin Porter. Hobbs Cabin is a little cabin in South Cumberland State Park that you can hike out to. It's about a 10-mile hike, and you can stay in the cabin. It's just got wooden cots basically you sleep on, but it's a small one-room cabin with a fireplace, and you can sleep in that. So back in college, we had a lot of good times at that cabin back in college. And then.
You don't want to reveal any of those good times, I'm
No.
sure.
What happened there stayed there.
Yeah,
What happens at the cabin
That's right.
stays at the cabin.
So, and then, King's Salamanders, obviously a reference to the salamanders and the Smokies. Some of our names have drifted away from that a little bit. The WanderLinger Lager is just, that's the name. It's our name,
No, that's good, because it's a good flagship beer, too. And
The 100-Day IPA
Really
is
nice.
more related to, the name came from my nephew getting my brother, who's my business partner, a beer, and he was like, "Daddy, you like beer, don't you?" I said, "Yes, I like beer, but not like Uncle Mike. He likes beer for like 100 days."
Oh, that's awesome.
So I was like, I got to name a beer after that. And then, an IPA you should drink within 100 days of being brewed as well. So I was like, well, that works.
kind of fits, yeah.
The hops are, drink that fresh, drink an IPA fresh.
right, the hops is the thing in IPA that kind of
The flavor degrades over a period of months and then becomes, grassy and vegetal and not as pleasant.
Yeah.
I mean, the logo itself is a tulip poplar leaf. That's the state tree of Tennessee.
Oh, okay.
And then you got the Smoky Mountains in the back and some hops and barley.
It's a good logo.
Yeah, I like
And
it.
I love the name.
Yeah.
When you wander.
WanderLingers, wander and linger often.
That's how you see nature. That's how you see animals. Storm through the forest, you're not going to see anything. You storm through your beer, you're not going to taste
Right.
anything.
But it's surprising how that sometimes is the thing. It's like when we were looking for places to go here in Chattanooga, it's like that name just, I don't know. I guess it probably because it connects with us
Yeah.
too, as far as kind of
Yeah.
what we like and what we like to do, and
Yeah.
like to travel and linger.
After my wife and before we moved to Chattanooga, my wife and I both quit our jobs and put our stuff in storage and loaded up the car and went out west for a few
did you?
months until we ran out of money, which didn't last that long. But
West, young man, head west.
3 months till we ran out of money.
Nice.
But,
That's a
that
pretty
was
good
that was
term,
when
long
we
term,
called ourselves the Wandering Dials at the time.
Okay. How far west did you get?
All the way to the coast.
Yeah?
We hit up. We basically did all the big national parks, and we just camped.
Okay.
We took our tent and we went to Badlands and the Black Hills and Yellowstone, Tetons Glacier, Olympic, Redwoods, Yosemite.
Man.
And
did quite the tour.
That was when we ran out of money.
It's like, now we have to coast home on
Yeah,
fuel.
so we went to some. We made it to Sedona. In Sedona, Arizona, is where we ran out of money, and then we went to a friend's house in Denver. Then went to my parents' house in Houston, and then came to my wife's parents' house in Nashville. And then we were like, now what do we do?
But that opened up this whole idea.
Yeah, and then we were like, well, let's.
Can't go back to the normal life anymore.
Yeah, we're trying to pick
Yeah.
where to move, so we were like, well, Chattanooga. We fell in love with the city. I had some friends here, so I had a couple connections to the city, and just ended up down here.
Did you have a favorite place on that trip? Was there any? I know that's hard to narrow down.
How about the most surprising too? Though I love that one. Was there one that surprised you?
Yeah, maybe something that stuck out, surprised you, or
Olympic National Park.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's got everything. It's got coastal beaches with tide pools and anemones and starfish, and then you've got rainforest with these monstrous trees and snow-capped mountains all in one park.
Man, that is a great lead.
We haven't had.
I love that going.
We haven't had it fully west yet. So
it's right by Seattle, which that's probably what blew our budget on the whole trip, is because we were like, let's stop in Seattle.
Oh no. Pikes
We
Market.
could have made it a couple extra months if we hadn't stopped there.
Beer and food breaks the budget every.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, yeah. Yeah, beer and food is our downfall.
And we stayed, at some
times.
cool little hotel downtown Seattle on the wharf.
Oh, wow.
And went out eating, and went to Pike's Place and
But
drinking coffee. And
do you regret it?
no, no, it was
It's just money.
It's a great
No
experience.
regrets.
It's just money. You'll find a way to plug through later, right?
Yeah.
We all find a way to survive.
So and we also back to the backpacking names and beers. The Hill Walker, that's what they call backpacking in like Ireland is hill walking, and Tennessee is mostly hills. So it's kind of hill walking is kind of what you do here a lot of times.
But
Yeah.
but you do have beautiful.
Tennessee's got. The Appalachians you got a little bigger mountains. Klingman's Dome's the highest peak in Tennessee, and it's 6,500 feet. I think.
That's pretty good.
It's
Yeah,
beautiful
okay.
country
Really.
here, though.
Yeah,
Chattanooga.
Chattanooga's lovely. And you got Lookout Mountain and Signal Mountain and the Cumberland Plateau and the river that cuts through it. It's a nice city.
Yeah, we were at Prentice Cooper State Park, which is really beautiful when you walk out. They've got some beautiful overlooks there that look out over the river, the Tennessee River, and it's just stunning. The views.
There's a lot of, so all along where the river kind of cuts through the plateau here, you've got these bluffs. And Chattanooga's kind of a mecca for rock climbers in the southeast.
Okay.
Because you've got all these cliffs that just line Lookout Mountain and where the river goes through.
I can hear your Stout life and your answers. So what we'd like to ask at the very end of our interviews is generally so living a Stout life isn't all about the beer. It's a double-edged meaning, and you can kind of put to that like what you think it would be, like living a Stout life. So without putting words in your mouth, like what would your definition? Doesn't have to do with the beer or anything, but your definition of a Stout life, what would that be?
Living a full-bodied life.
I like that. I like that. That
Getting-
works
getting
well.
the
He
most
gets
out of
it.
it.
The Stout, full body.
Yep.
You know your beer. You know your life.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
Well, I'm gonna go with the Stout,
Yeah, that's
even
good.
though it's gonna wreck my
Let's cheers
palate,
and
though.
stuff.
It's,
Cheers.
Never wreck palates.
There are new episodes with new conversations every Sunday night. Be sure to subscribe and click the little gray bell so you don't miss out. What is your favorite place to wander, just so you can linger? Let us know in the comments below or by clicking the link in the description. We may find each other on the same path.
oh, well, you're not rolling yet?
No, I never said that.
Oh,
I never said that.
Son of a.
This is the best stuff.
Get to know him because he was just passing through and interesting character. But everybody knew him, and even people who just visited had seen him or probably bought flowers from him one time or another.
It's really funny. Like,
He never did get a chance to come here because we opened up in December and then passed away before spring came back around. But yeah,
that's really cool. A couple of them are cooking away.
Porter, an IPA, a Pilsner, and IPA. 3 different IPAs. Our Hill Walker IPA, our Just Another Lager, our Palace Lager next week. So IPA will go to the bright tank. Fill that tank up, so we might have